Hello, Hexlings. So today, on this side of the pond is Mother's Day. So I have had a great day out today. However, upon my return, I got sent a TikTok about someone trying to school me on egregores. And again, this person did not know their ass from their elbow. As per usual, I have said it before. If you are over getting your educational content off this person, you're in trouble, right? So I was in the middle of doing a scathing TikTok pointing everything that they said in their Raggedy Ann edition that was wrong and, educating the rest of you. And I went, no, do not feed the egregore. Oh, it's tricky. It'll try and get you. It'll try and suck you back in it with the drama. So I'm going to do a wee educational TikTok on them instead. If you are interested in egregores, there are a multitude of books out there that you can get, okay? But what I'm going to address is the fact of me creating an egregore was brought into question, right? Anyone can create an egregore. One person can create a servitor. Anyone beyond one person creates an egregore because it is a meeting of minds or a meeting of emotions. So literally 2+ people can make an egregore, and there is no limit on the amount of people that can make an egregore. It just will collectively keep adding into the power of it. But as they say, the more the merrier. Now, how did my egregore pick up steam? When I was with a group of friends and we created the 5, and you all know about the 5, right? Right? We unwittingly and unknowingly created an egregore. Why people are surprised that this happened among a bunch of magical people baffles me. We created it, and the hundreds of thousands of people that loved the 5, feared the 5, detested the 5, fed into it. Is it the only egregore on Witch Talk? I highly doubt it. This is the first time we have all gathered into one place on social media. We don't know what we're doing when it comes to egregores and such. I was just educated and skilled enough to see what was happening. And it was still hard for me to break away. I had to get help from my friends to break away. So here is a Google search, right? An egregore is a concept referring to a non-physical entity or thought form that arises from the collective thoughts, emotions and beliefs of a group of people. I have, over my time, read a few books on egregores, and they have been known to take on the physical appearance, okay? They have been able to take on a physical appearance after a certain amount of time. But that's going down the rabbit hole. I'm just breaking this down. So it is an entity, but it can grow so powerful, it can take on a physical appearance, okay? The origin, the nature. So when they say takes on a life of its own, that's where you will hear me say sentient. It is a sentient being. It is thinking for itself. How am I going to get food? Where am I going to eat? Creation. Egregores are believed to be formed by the shared beliefs, emotions, worship and intentions of a group of people. Like the 5. Egregores are thought to have a powerful influence on the thoughts, actions and perceptions of the individuals within the group. Like causing chaos, mayhem, negativity, arguments to feed. What is scary to me is that this person stood up with their full chest and in their basic understanding and education and what an egregore was, try to educate others on it. Now, this person happens to be close to and around the person the egregore is attached to. So we have to look at this with a double-edged sword, right? So number one, are they uneducated? I mean, yes, they are, right? This isn't the first time this person has put out misinformation to other witches, right? It isn't the first time they've took things from sacred sites. It isn't the first time they've disrespected the dead and grief. All these things, magical people, not just witches, but all magical people just don't do. They just know better, okay? So yes, they are giving out misinformation. They're speaking out the side of their mouth, not having a clue what they're saying, right? We also have to remember that this person is attached to the egregore, not a creator, but attached to. So they are a food source, which means they are easy manipulated by the egregore, right? So let me explain. What does an egregore thrive off? When I say that an egregore becomes sentient and it's like, where am I going to feed? Where will I get food? It feeds energetically, right? So if you were an entity and you needed energy, what would the quickest way to get it be? You try to store the pot and get people all up in their fields and you stick a straw right into the middle of it, okay? And like a spider that has its prey in the web, it can be used whenever it wants to use it. To cause chaos, to cause argues, to put all that negative energy out there towards others, to try and bring others in, to bring more energy in, okay? And the very first thing to watch out for is someone who thinks that they can't be affected by an egregore. Because that is just like a deer looking at a human all the way over there going, he can't get me. He is so far away. And all the while there's a crosshairs between its eyes, right? So listen, there is a lot to egregores. There is a lot of education on this, and we can talk about these a lot, but I'm going to give it to you in bite-sized pieces like this so that you can digest the information, right? But if you're interested, go down the rabbit hole. As I said, there's millions of books out there on egregores. I have read a few. I forget the name of them. I'll go search them out. But it is super interesting. I did read one on, was it Tibetan monks? And it was absolutely fascinating on how they create wittingly, and deliberately create egregores for their belief systems. I will no longer feed the egregore, but I will talk about egregores and I will help educate you, especially when I see people standing up there beating their full chest and putting misinformation out there to use. My entire group actually have started to put stuff out in egregores, not planned, just because we seen people not understanding what egregores were or how to deal with them. And all I'm going to finish up with again is to the witches, to the actual witches out there that are looking to educate themselves, right? Take everything on social media with a pinch of salt, even from myself. Double check everything, cross-reference everything. Don't F up your education because of people on the internet, right? As I said, a TikTok was just made with nothing but misinformation in it. If you take your craft serious, if you're serious about being a witch, put the work in. Don't take anyone's word for anything because they could be speaking out of the side of their mouth, right? Okay.